Let's take a minute and talk about what happens when we get triggered. I'm Amanda, a neuroscience and trauma-informed anxiety and depression coach. So what is a trigger? A trigger is a physiological response. You experience a symptom of trauma based on a reminder of the trauma. And this could be trauma that you don't remember. This is something that happens quickly. It affects your emotional state, often causing you to feel overwhelmed or unsafe. Now, triggers can be predictable, something like a car. If you've gotten in a car accident, a car could be triggering for you. You get in there, it reminds you of that traumatic experience, and you have a sense of overwhelm or feeling unsafe in that situation. But sometimes we don't always remember our trauma. Trauma is anything that happened too often, too soon, or too extreme for our nervous system to handle. We didn't have coping skills to meet that, and it impacted our sense of safety in a big way. Trauma could be something that happened to you. It could also be something that should have happened to or for you that didn't. So sometimes we're triggered and we're not actually sure why, but it doesn't change the fact that we are quickly triggered and now we're in that state of distress. And here's the lens shift that I want to share with you that has been super impactful for many of my clients. When you feel triggered, what your body is telling you is we're not safe. But what it really meant is we weren't safe then. I'm going to say that again. A trigger tells you immediately we're not safe. But what it really meant to tell you is that we weren't safe then. Your experience was something familiar to a past traumatic experience. And your brain and your nervous system is always filtering through your lived experience. So it's saying, hey, we've been here before. We've seen something familiar like this before, and it was not good for us. But the reality is, in that moment that you're being triggered, you might actually be perfectly safe and fine, even though you don't feel safe or fine. So the next time you're triggered, remember this. The trigger tells you we're not safe. But what it meant to tell you is we weren't safe then. If you can take that deep breath, recenter yourself in the present moment and assess your surroundings. Am I safe? Am I okay? That could empower you to move through that trigger in a much more impactful way. If you want to learn more about a neuroscience approach to anxiety or depression, like and follow here and click that little icon in my bio and join me over on Instagram as well.